Welcome to Terracards and welcome to the channel. I'm Twisted Logic. This is a early access roguelike deck builder where you build a farm. And this is going to be kind of an informational dump video as well as a let's play. The developers have been very active fixing bugs. So there was a couple bugs I was going to talk about, however they fixed them already. So we're going to start a new game. And we start with this one tile and a bunch of cards in our hand. We have to manage our money, water, energy, fuel, and upkeep. So there's a couple different things that you have to worry about while you're playing. We have all these different cards down here that we start with. And every 3 turns we're going to get a new card to pick from. And then like every 10 turns we have to pay the taxman here. If we ever end our turn with no money, then we lose the game. So I'm going to start by putting down this water well. Right about there. Each one of these tiles has 4, it's a 4x4 grid that you can place. You can't place on the outer edges here. You can only place on the 4x4 inside. Okay, so I'm going to put down some wheat. And we're also going to put down this small fence. It has 10 slots. Okay, and that's a 3x3 fence there. So we're going to put that down right there. And then this cow occupies 3 of those slots. So that's 10. And that's 3. So now we have 7 out of 10 slots in there. We're going to end our turn. We can press this in the bottom right, but we can also press spacebar. So if you're wondering what you hit on the keyboard to end your turn by accident, it was spacebar. I got another water well here. And we got cows, 3 more cow cards, and another small fence card. If we go to buy another island here, it's going to be more money than the previous island. If I go to the this button here in the top right, that's kind of a guide for everything that we could get as a card. There's also the animal cards here and the structure cards. You can make production lines in this game. So basically what you could do is you could take the cow milk here. As long as at the end of the turn, this wheat is going to be fed to the cow. If we right-click on the cow here, we can read its card. Don't worry about this top part right here, about the crazy cows right now. The most important thing down here are it eats food, it gives 1 milk, costs 3 water, and occupies 3 slots. So our water production right now, we have 5 in the bank, and when we end our turn, we're going to get 5 more. If I put down another water well here, now we have 15 surplus for the next turn. And we can put another cow in there, and that's going to cost 3 water, so we're only going to have 12 surplus. I'll put down a 3rd cow as well, and then end the turn. Before I do that, we go to the market here. We have auto sell turned on, and it should be 9. I believe that if we end our turn with the auto sell turned on like that, I don't know if it's going to be 9 or not. Let's see. So we had an upkeep of 25, minus 9 from our profit equals minus 16 to our total cost. So auto sell did work. Excellent. Now we have a new card chance here because it's been 3 turns. So we can get 12 carrot cards, we can get 9 sunflower cards, or we can get 11 peanut cards. What each one of these does, you can see by clicking on the question mark here. I'm going to pick sunflowers because they do provide a little bit of money. So sunflowers are going to sell for 4. But there's also like kind of a synergy that you can do with sunflowers where you can get a lot of energy. So we're going to go here and manually sell. So we have an upkeep of 25 right now and a current profit of 21. We're now in -4. So if we end our turn right now, we're going to lose. So we're going to sell this stuff. So we got 23 to play with. Now the thing about sunflowers is they're going to gain 3 production if there's no structure in a 1 island range. What that means is if I put the sunflowers on this tile right here, they're not going to gain the production because this fence counts as a structure. These wells count as a structure as well, so I kind of want to do it 2 away, just like this. I only have 2 gold right now, so I'm going to place 1 wheat and then end the turn. Okay, we're going to sell for 30. And we only have 6 gold, so we're not going to do anything this turn except end the turn. Fuel peanuts are really nice for a fuel solution. We're basically going to need fuel to give that to the machines that we could get, but we're going to re-roll here. Let's get more wheat. 6 wheat cards. Now, if we look at our deck now, this button right here is the deck. We have 1 medium fence in the deck. We have 1 cow, 2 water wells, 7 wheat, and 9 sunflowers. We have 11 gold, so we could place 1 sunflower down. So that was 4 production. With that 1 sunflower, we gained 4 sunflower seeds selling at 16. Our wheat's selling for 12, and our milk is selling for 18. So if we sell all of that, we could sell it all at once, just like this, but we could also kind of click on the individual ones to sell, and then we can kind of see a little bit better of that one item, because sometimes the numbers get so big that you want to see a little bit better. So we're going to just plant all the wheat that we can right here. Now remember, the cows eat the wheat, so whatever production here is going on, the cow's going to eat 1 for each cow, and then the milk is produced. If there's no wheat, they're not going to make any milk. This is going to give +1 production to all crops on the same island, so if I put it down here, I will lose the turn because I don't have enough money. But if I put it down there, then every single wheat on this island is going to get +1. So right now they're using 1 water each, but they're creating 4 wheat each. We're at -16, so we're going to sell. Alright, now we're at 63. So with the sunflowers, we're making a little bit more money, so we want to place down more of them. I could place it down in a line like this, or like random spots. However, if I put them down in kind of a 2x2 grid like this, they're going to get +1 production. Okay, we already sold, and we'll put down the water well here as well. Now that should give us +1 production on all the wheat. Corn, we're going to get corn. And so corn is a decent early game to mid game money maker. Okay, let's sell. So we're up to 135 a turn. We need to pay 100 in 1 day. So we're going to put down those, and yeah, we can put down the other water well as well. Excellent. So great day to pay taxes. So we're going to pay 100 gold. And so now we're at -44. And we're going to sell that, and we're back up to 141. However, now in 10 days we have to pay 300 gold. So every 10 days we pay the taxes, but the money also increases. So you have to kind of play the mid game one way, the late game another way, and it's shifting strategies that you have to do in this game. We have a decent amount of water here. We're at 63 in the bank and what, +14. If we ever get into a situation, now that we're planting the corn here, this is going to cost 2 water each, and it's going to gain 2 production if they're only corn on the island, but it's also going to gain 10 production if all of the next island is corn. What that means is, if this island is completely full of corn, and so is this one, that's when both of them are going to get the +10 production. So we're going to put down corn right over here. I have nerd mode on. If I go to the options here, nerd mode is enabled. If I turn that off, it looks a little nicer, but you don't get to see kind of the production numbers unless you hover over it. I like to play with that as I'm learning the game. I'm still kind of learning the game, so I'm not an expert. but I want to give a shout out to Abobo Knows, who is an expert at this game. And if you get into this game, if you like it, you should go check out his channel as well. So we're going to sell this 236 there, and now we're banking. Excellent. Now, we haven't gotten to any of the synergies yet, and we're going to try to do that now. So, a water cow here, if we look at that, 0 cost of water on adjacent island crops, occupies 3 slots. So, if I were to put a water cow here, the water cost of this tile, this one, and this one here, not diagonal, just the 4 adjacent. No water cost at all to those crops. Now, some of these crops, like the corn and the wheat, kind of easy to manage, but then there's other ones that kind of scale. And you always want to look for, in this game, you want to look for, instead of a linear scaling, you want to look for exponential scaling. And we get that with this blue wheat here, if we look at it. Don't worry about this top part about the chickens, but we just scroll down here, +1 energy per adjacent island sunflower, costs 1 energy, gives 1 blue wheat. We're going to get that. What that does is it's not each sunflower, but it's each production of sunflower on the island. So these are all 5, so that sunflower, or that blue wheat, is going to give us energy based on the production of the sunflowers. So if we get blue wheat without energy and without sunflowers, if I put the blue wheat up here, that's going to die because it's going to be using energy instead of water, right? So we're going to put the blue wheat on this island right here, which, if you see, now we're at +8 just for that 1 blue wheat. And we're going to just fill up this island right here as blue wheat, so that way, no structures on this island, so that way the sunflower keeps getting the bonus. And we're going to keep putting our corn up here, and we may want to put a fence right about here. See, now we don't have to worry too much about the money. Our upkeep went up a little bit, but 307 days, and we're already at 331 gold, and we just sold to get over 600. I think we're doing pretty good for early game, at least. So we're going to keep putting down our different items here. Excellent, we got our first machine here, or first structure. We got the mill. So basically what this mill does is it's going to convert our wheat, any wheat, so it could be blue wheat, it could be fuel wheat, or regular wheat, and it's going to convert it into flour. That flour could then be put into a melter to make tortillas. If we get raw sugar, we can put it in the fermenter and make dough here, which could then, you see the production lines here can get pretty complex. We can make bread, we can make all different things with flour here. We can put it in the mixer and make cookie dough. Centrifuge, we can make pie crusts and eventually apple pie. And they're just going to keep adding different things, and this is like one of the more complex productions here, where we could make chocolate carrot cake at the end result. So we're going to get the mill. We're going to try not to re-roll that much, because every time you re-roll, the cost goes up. But however, if you don't re-roll for a while, you are going to kind of bank free re-rolls. So we got the mill there. However, the mill costs fuel, and we don't have any fuel. We can still put it down. If I put the mill down right here, you could see that all the tiles are highlighted. That's because everything is in range of the mill if I put it right here. If I put the mill over here, only these 3 tiles are... You can kind of see what is affected by the mill before you put it down, in the way that these tiles are clear and the other ones are a little translucent. So I'm thinking that if I put the mill right here, we're going to gain the benefits of this wheat field and this wheat field to make flour. However, what's going to happen is, since we don't have fuel to actually operate it, nothing's going to happen. Now, if I hover over that, you see that little red 1 right there? That's the priority of the mill. If I had multiple things that were going to input flour or input wheat, then I can right-click. No, I left-click to change the priority number here. 3 is the highest priority and 1 is the lowest priority. So basically, if I had 2 mills, then that's the way to pick which mill you want the product to go to. That's with all these structures now. It's a new kind of workaround to one of the bugs that was happening. Fuel peanuts. I like fuel peanuts a lot because they cost fuel, but they also give fuel. So it produces 3 fuel for every production, but costs 2 fuel. So there's a net profit there. So we're going to get fuel peanuts, and maybe we'll put them over here. Put more cows right there. Excellent. So we could put down our fuel over here. So if you notice, we're in a kind of a deficit for water and fuel right now. Since we're in a water deficit, some of these plants may start dying, which hopefully they don't, but we're going to see. Excellent. So we get an essence reward at day 20. We can choose these different... essence reward. They're kind of random. There are more than just these 3. So we can get the flush here. Every turn, get 4 equal cards with their gold cost increasing by 1 for each card drawn. That's pretty good later on. Wheat expansion is also pretty good. Basically, you put down 1 wheat on 1 tile, and then it expands out and fills the tile. There is really no way to undo the things that you put down, so you have to be pretty careful. And the miracle here turns all excess water into wine. 20-to-1 ratio. We're going to skip the essence reward, so we're not going to take one of those right now. And we're just going to keep on putting down our fuel peanuts. Excellent. Now we're at a surplus fuel, which is great. However, we're in a water deficit, so we need to really kind of aggressively re-roll here. Fermenter wheat. We're going to have to re-roll for 20. I want the pasteurizer, however, we're going to really need some water here. 232. You see, every time I re-roll, the cost of it goes up as well. And not giving me any water solution there. I can't re-roll anymore. We're really aggressive with it. We didn't see any water solution. I'm gonna take the medium fences just for later, and then just fill out this fuel over here. If we look at this, you see our flour is selling for a lot more than the wheat used to. We have sunflower seeds for 176, corn for 72. Fuel peanuts, they're creating fuel peanuts to sell for 90, but they're also creating the fuel. And then we have milk for 18 and flour for 597. So most of our money is coming from the flour right now. If we look at this guide, if we look at this kind of table of contents here and look up fuel peanuts, they're selling for 3. If we look up wheat, this is selling for 1. And if we look up flour, that's selling for 3. So we're getting, with this one machine here, we're tripling our profit. Okay, we don't got Some of our plants died here. Some of our corn died. See, we're at -3 water deficit right now. The water cow could be good. I can't actually put him in this fence though because... Let's see if I hover over it. No, it's not showing me. However, that fence is full, so I can't put the water cow there. The only option I have is here for the water cow, or if I buy a new island. Melter. We're gonna have to go with the pasteurizer. So this pasteurizer here uses 30 energy, and it converts regular milk into pasteurized milk. If we get a fermenter, then we can put 3 pasteurized milk into a fermenter, and that is going to give us yogurt. We could put the yogurt into a mixer with shredded carrots and get carrot yogurt. To get the carrots shredded, we need first to grow the carrots and then put them in a grater or a cutter. We could also juice the carrots. So it's I'm gonna put that on this island right here. So now we're making pasteurized milk, which sells for a little bit more than the regular milk. We're gonna get more corn. Corn is gonna be the early game money maker. However, we're kind of in a water deficit right now, so I'm not going to place any of them yet. We're just going to kind of quickly go through. Blue wheat, apple trees. Yeah, we can re-roll. We're not getting any water here. We're going to get the melter. So not a very great RNG in this run. Because I wanted to... kind of go over some other things here, but we're not really getting any of the things we need. These popsicles right here, this is a structure, and it gives 5 production to cows on adjacent islands. So if we put that on this island right here, this island is adjacent and this island is adjacent. We could also put it on the wheat island. And that would give kind of a 2 benefit to both of them. However, we're going to put it on this island right here. So popsicle right there. And so that increases production of all the cows on this fence and this fence. We can mix animals too. We can put chickens in there. This melter, we're going to put it... See, this melter has a 2-tile range. It's not really saying that, but the melter itself has a 2-tile range, similar to the mill. The pasteurizer here has a shorter... does it have a shorter range? Let's see. No. We're going to have to look at the pasteurizer's range separately. But if I put the melter here, it's going to affect those tiles only. So if there was something to melt here, it wouldn't be in range if I put it here. We're going to put it up here. And what's happening now that I put the pasteurizer and the melter down, the pasteurizer is going to accept the cow milk. The melter is also going to accept the cow milk to make a different product. If we look at it here, milk gets turned into scalded milk, and then we could put the scalded milk into a centrifuge to make liquid butter, and then we could put that into a fridge to make regular butter. That can go into these other products here. So what we're going to do is keep the priority of this at 1, and then we're going to change the priority of the pasteurizer to be 3. In theory, all the milk should go here. and none of the milk should go here, but let's see. Excellent, we got our watery tree right here. If we look at the details of this watery tree, this is like kind of one of the things I was talking about earlier. -1 water cost to crops on adjacent islands, but it also produces water equivalent to the total production of the crops on the same island. So that this scales. This is a exponential grower. We're going to get 2 of them here, so we're going to get that. Now we have to get it into our hand. And we're going to take a look and see here. So pasteurized milk. We don't have any scalded milk, which is great, so we did the priorities correct, or it worked correctly that time. And we also have tortillas. Let's take a look at tortillas. So we're going to get wheat. It's going to go into the mill to make flour. The flour is going to go into the melter to make the tortilla. The tortillas sell for 10. So the game is still in early development, so later on, maybe we make burritos or something. But right now they're not in the game. We got our first watery tree right here, and we could put that here on this island right here. And you can see that that's going to give us +1 to water. Or it's actually going to give us +13 to the production up here if we kind of just hover over it, because it's going to eliminate the water cost by 1 of everything there. So you can see the corn goes from 2 to 1, and the wheat here is going to remove a water cost. However, if we put it on this island here, since there's so much production going on here, we're going to get +148. So we're going to put that right there. The water tree does not count as a structure, so that way the sunflowers are unaffected. And now you see we're at a surplus water of 148, and we can start planting again. And now one thing I didn't mention is the popcorn. The melter here takes all of the corn at the end of the turn and converts it into popcorn. So if we look here, corn is going to sell for 3. And popcorn is going to sell for 17, just using that one melter. The melter itself, let's just look at it. Melter is going to use 35 fuel and a repair of 30. So it's a decent trade-off there for early game money. We're making about 2,000 a turn. Let's say now. A little over 2,000 a turn, which is great. And we're at a surplus of water, energy, and a little bit of a fuel surplus. So another watery tree right here, if we can fit it. Excellent. Now we're at a decent surplus. And now you see how these popsicles affect this island, this island, this island, and this island. That would mean that this is a pretty good place for another fence. However, these fences are a little bit bigger, so they're going to take up the entire space. They also hold more animals, 16 by 16 slots there. So we can get chickens if we want, but we're going to go for more corn. Since the corn bonus kind of fills up. The corn bonus kind of takes effect when you fill up the entire island with it. We're at day 40 now, and we have another essence reward. We can get bright corn. So this corn costs no water, but uses energy instead. We have a decent energy surplus. It also gets double production and +5 gold to all corn. We are converting the corn into popcorn, so I don't know if that affects it. The miracle here we saw before, and fuel grapes here. This one is completely overpowered and broken in a good way, and I believe it's intentional. However, if we take it at this stage of the game, we're not going to be able to get the full benefits of it. So I believe that we're just going to skip the essence reward at this stage. Now, sometimes you can put something down or pick an essence reward, and it can completely break the game. in a bad way. Like, you could put down one card. Remember, you can't undo anything that you do here. So if I put down the corn here by accident, that's it. The corn's there. We're going to buy this island right here. And you see how we're getting 4 production out of this corn right here. If I put down this corn, we're going to take advantage of that plus 10 benefit. Because this adjacent island is completely full of corn. We can't put anything else down on this. So if we put this down, 13 production there. On that one corn plant. That's also going to be fed into the melter for more popcorn. And if I fill up this island with corn, then this island is also going to benefit, and they're going to play off each other. I try to watch the animations at the end of the turns as well to see what's going on. Sometimes you can't really see, but other times you can. The crusher is kind of for peanuts and sunflower seeds. However, if we build that crusher too close to the sunflowers, they're going to lose their benefit. So we're going to re-roll here, I think. Electric carrots. They're okay, but we have a decent electric surplus. Water wells would have been nice like 20 turns ago. We're going to get this fermenter. So that way we can turn this pasteurized milk into yogurt. So we're getting the fermenter. We're going to place down our corn. Sell and end the turn. Excellent. Oh, so we got 2 fermenters. Let's see what's in our deck. So we have 2 fences and 2 fermenters in our deck only. We can also use WASD keys to move, and if we move our mouse to the edge of the screen and it kind of scrolls like this, and we kind of lose our position, like let's say we're somewhere over here, then we have this press C on the keyboard to recenter. This fermenter is going to take from this pasteurizer. We could put it on the same island. However, if we put it here, that'll also work. We could put it here and it'll also work. You see, as long as the melter is in range of the highlighted tiles of the pasteurizer. So if we put it up here, it's kind of out of range. So I'm going to put it right here. Let's see. If we don't get a card this turn, we're going to be able to watch the scalded milk go to the fermenter. Excellent. Very excellent. Looks like something else went in there too. Let's see. So we got our flower seeds, fuel peanuts, regular milk, popcorn, and yogurt. Excellent. So we are making regular yogurt here. It looks like this cow may be out of range of the pasteurizer, so if we get a second one, we can put that down on this island and it'll still kind of work. Kind of looking for a different card here, although those cards are good. Let me get more fuel peanuts because I feel like we're gonna need more fuel here. Should I do the ultimate build in this video, or should we wait until... Or should I just do a separate video? So we put down all our fuel peanuts right over there, which gave us a little bit of more surplus. Olive trees are a little interesting if you're doing a certain build. Adjacent wheat costs 0 water, and it produces olives. Olives can be changed into biofuel or olive paste, and then eventually changed into olive oil, which can go into an ager with dough to make artisan bread, which sells for 96 each. So it's a decent kind of chain there that you could do. We're getting more corn. We can also select the cards here with the number keys 1 through 5 or 1 through 9. However, sometimes you get into a situation where you have way more cards than that, and so it's useful enough. So I can hit number 1, number 2. Well, you see, I just messed up because I'm not really used to it. I put a corn there. Not really a problem. But if I put the corn here, you can see that this whole field, top corner here, is the only empty slot. This whole field is going to gain that production. So we're going to do that. Now on the next turn, excellent, let's see. We're making way more money and way more popcorn. Popcorn's our money maker right now. Kind of expected at this stage of the game, day 50. We'll start doing another corn island up here. But you see the mistake that I made here, putting the corn on this island. Let's go and turn nerd mode off so we can kind of see a little bit better. That one corn plant there, I can't undo that. There's no kind of... There's no tile that can kind of... Or no card that can kind of fix that. So I'm kind of stuck with that decision. This water tank is really great. It's going to give us plus 20 production to all crops on the same island. It is going to be a 50 upkeep, but it's also going to give 50 water. So that's kind of a linear, just plus 50. The water tree there, these scale with the production. So as I put more blue wheat or more sunflowers over here, we're also going to gain more water. I can hold down tab as well just to see nerd mode real quick and let go of it. We could just put that fuel peanut right there. That's going to give us 15, where these are giving us 2 because of the water wells that we have. So if I put down a water tank right here, any plants on that same island are going to give, what is it, plus 20 production? I'm going to fill up corn up here. We're going to get this biofuel generator. So this produces 10 fuel for each crop input. And what it does is it takes the crops from the adjacent islands. So if we were to put the biofuel right here, it would take all of the crops here and here, and then on these 2 future islands as well. So I'm going to put the biofuel right here when I get it. So biofuel is going to go right here. Plus 310 fuel. Excellent. Right now we just have the 2 fences and the 1 fermenter in our deck. So we really don't have any cards for another turn or so. More water tanks. We need more plants. We're going to go ahead and get grapes. So grapes are really interesting in this game. They look very basic. 1 grape plant costs 1 water and gives 1 grape. Grapes sell for 2, and you can put them in the juicer or the biofuel. Going into the juicer, they can go into the fermenter and create wine, which sells for 30. We're going to go ahead and get grapes. So if I put grapes right here, they're going to be plus 20 production because of the water tank. If I put grapes here, it's just 1. Okay. Okay, so we're putting down the grapes right here. And at first, all of the extra production is going to go into this biofuel generator. Once we get a juicer, you saw the animation there, they all went in there. Once we get a juicer, then it's going to be a little bit different. So we're really looking for a juicer, although more corn is also good. So we're at day 60 and we get another essence reward. Plus 2 hand size, but every card is 50% more expensive. Paste Bloom here is a good one to take, as well as Golden Chance. Even though we don't have any egg production on the farm, the golden eggs do sell for a decent amount of money, so we can get that now for later on. Paste Bloom, every sunflower produces sunflower paste instead of sunflower seeds. We're going to get that. Sunflower seeds sell for 4. They need to go into a crusher to get crushed sunflower. After that, they need to go into the melter to get sunflower paste, which sells for 9. So we're kind of skipping those 2 steps there. Okay, we got more corn to go up here. And we're going to go ahead and turn nerd mode back on. See, when I place this next corn, this one is going to get the benefit. So now this is at 24 production, and these are at 14. Because this one here is getting the benefit from this field. However, this field is getting benefit from both of them. So let's see how much. We can also put corn on this island here. This island will never get the full island because of the melter there. However, we can put corn there and it's still 21. If we didn't want to buy an island yet. We are at a little bit of an energy deficit. So blue wheat. Oh, excellent. Yeah. Blue wheat would be perfect for that. So we can start another blue wheat island right there. And let's start another corn island right here. This one seems to be out of range of the melter. That's alright. We can always add another melter in there. Let's take a look now. Okay, the flour is no longer being turned into tortillas. We gotta look into that. Sunflower paste, we're up to almost 400. Excellent, so another pasteurizer would be nice. I'm going to adjust that to 3 priority and this to a 2 priority. And this one's also a 3 priority. So this one should take precedence over. I don't know if it splits it. And more blue wheat over here is going to give us more energy. I try to do it in that square. But not all I don't get it all the time. Oh, okay, so it looks like the fermenter is taking the wheat. So we're going to turn the priority of the fermenter back down to 0. Or it's taking the flour there. That's what's happening. The fermenter was taking priority over the flour because... What does the flour do with the fermenter? Oh, it needs raw sugar, but we don't make it. So we're just going to fill up this island with blue wheat here. We're going to go for the ultimate build here. if we could do it. It's day 65, so we'll see. 24,000 gold in the next 4 days we need to get to. We're well above that, so we're not worried about it. Get more cows, carrots. Let's get the carrots, just so I can show you the production of it. To make the carrot yogurt, because I feel like this is kind of a simple chain to do. We didn't get any carrot cards that turn, so we're going to keep putting down the wheat. Nerd mode off. Excellent. Let's take a look at the carrot here. -1 water cost to animals on adjacent islands. Costs 1 water, gives 1 carrot. So if I put that carrot down right here, the cows in this island and this island are going to all -1 water. You see, if you hover over it, you can kind of see the numbers there change from 3s to 2s. So where exactly do we want to put this carrot? Let's do a decent carrot production over here. So this one will be just carrots because of the sunflowers. More corn up here. Blue wheat goes over here somewhere. Another pasteurizer, we'll do that. I really should have put that in a 2x2 to get the bonus production. However, it's fine. Not gonna hurt. That doesn't fit anywhere, so we're gonna start another blue wheat island right here. Pay the taxes and continue planting. Continue planting. Okay, so the other pasteurizer, we could put it on this island here. However, you see it's not really going to get a benefit from this island or this island. So we're going to put that pasteurizer on this island here. Priority of this one is going to be 1. Priority of this one will change to a 3. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter too much. But we really need that juicer. We got the cutter right here. So the cutter costs 20 energy, 40 upkeep. However, it's going to cut wool, and it's also going to cut carrots. We're going to get that because of the carrot cutting. Just going to try to go a little bit faster here. We're going to put the carrot cutter right here. Okay. And you see that's going to take carrots from any of these tiles. So carrot cutter goes right there. If I put this carrot here, that just reduced our water cost. We're not really in a water deficit. We have a big surplus of it. And we're making a lot extra per turn, so not really too worried about it. More carrots. See, the cutter didn't come up until we got the carrot card in our hand. Once we got the carrot card, that unlocked the cutter from coming up. I believe that's how it worked. I'm not entirely sure, though. It also unlocked the giant carrot here. If we look at this, +1 production for every carrot produced in a 2-island range. Costs 50 water and gives carrots. That's a big kind of water cost. However, we can mitigate it with the water cow that we saw earlier. So -50, we can afford it. And if I put it here, it's going to be 30 production. If I put it over here, it's only going to be 1 production because there's no carrots in 2 island range. This one isn't really showing the range, but you can imagine it. If I put it in this tile right here, a 2 island range would be all of these tiles, right? We're imagining that it's going to go on this center island, the first one that we started with. It's going to be everything around it, but it's also going to be this island here, this island here, this island here, and this one that we don't own yet. So I think I'm going to put it on this island with the cutter. I think that's a good place for it. 30 production right now. We're making 29 carrots, and let's see now. So these are some pretty good perks that we can take. We finally got some good essence rewards that we can take. Gluttonous Feast, animals produce 2 times per turn. Home Sweet Home is going to double the amount of animals we can fit in the structure. So instead of fitting just 3 cows in here, we could put 3 more. And Dionysian Rites, every 10 turns we're going to get +4 production to crops and 3 times production to grapes for 5 turns. With this build right now, we're going to go with Dionysius Rites. Is that how you say that?
Dionysian.
Oh, Dionysian Rites. That's what we're getting right there. So we're going to get that. So every 10 turns, the money is going to kind of fluctuate at this point. We're used to a steady stream of money. So we're going to have to keep that in mind, that the money is going to fluctuate a little bit going forward. Every carrot that we put down, this production of the giant carrot's going to go up, as long as we're in the general area of it. We're good with blue wheat. We're good with cows. We can get more cows. 7 cows. I need that juicer real bad. Engineer cow reduces the upkeep of structures in a 2 island range. It could be kind of useful. Not really useful for us right now. The silo gives ×2 production to end water to wheat in a 1 island range. Not really good for this build that we're going for. The transport tube, I was using this wrong for so long. It takes all items in a 1 island range. There should be a period right there. Then it outputs the items to the structures within range. So if I were to get that transport tube, and you know, it kind of, you can kind of get messed up with that transport tube a little bit, is all I'm saying. Solar panels are okay. The grader is doing the same thing as the cutter, so we don't need it. Here we got 2 juicers right here. Fuel infusers can be kind of cool. They change the water requirement of crops into fuel. So we're getting the juicers. And we got a juicer right here. So if we put that juicer here, it's going to cost 20 fuel. It's going to take the grapes, and it's going to turn them into grape juice, and then that grape juice is going to be converted into the fermenter. However, we just got to make sure that this is at a 1 priority, and this is at a 3 priority. So it's going to switch the grapes from fuel to wine. Let's see it. Excellent. And you heard that noise right there. We just converted these cows because they drank the wine. We just changed them into crazy cows. So let's take a look at that. We go to the animals here. This is a regular cow. Eats adjacent tile wine production. If done so, turns into crazy cows. Crazy cows occupy the same amount of spaces here. However, their water cost goes way up, and they produce yogurt directly. So it bypasses the pasteurizer and fermenter, and they just currently produce straight up yogurt. bypassing the production chain. Excellent. Very excellent. Because the water production could kind of kill us right there if we're not careful, if we didn't have that watery tree set up that we did earlier. We're looking for, yeah, the mixer right here. So once I get that mixer in the hand, let's just see here. Flour. We're still making a lot of flour, however, we are making the tortillas for 900. Let's sell that. Pasteurized milk, just one of them. Fuel peanuts, sunflower paste, fuel, the blue wheat. Selling for a decent amount. The yogurt, we're selling that for, it's kind of our main thing right now, huh? Oh, like popcorn. Over 1,000 popcorn. You see how I sold it individually? Now you can kind of see the number a little bit better there. Carrot juice is being made, as well as grated carrots, and then a decent amount of wine. So I believe that the... Oh, I see. Okay. So this carrot is going here, and the rest of the carrots are going to the cutter. I'm okay with that. We need our mixer. Let's see, 2, 1, 1. Okay. We just weren't lucky that turn. I think what I'll do is I'll put down one of these fences right here just to get it out of my hand. Here we got the mixer here. It's going to be a 45 upkeep, and it's also going to use 45 energy. However, we're going to be able to take that yogurt to the next level here to make carrot yogurt. Carrot yogurt sells for 128. Regular yogurt sells for 81. And grated carrots sell for 2. So it's a decent upgrade. The mixer. We can put it on any island that's in range of the cutter and the fermenter. Okay, so we're going to put it right here. Making 23,000 in wine. How much? Yeah, it looks like wine is the highest production item right now. Yogurt's 5,000 and grated carrots are 380. Okay, let's see next turn. Let's watch this right here. We'll set that at the highest priority, 3. Although I don't think it's very necessary. And this is card reward is kind of blocking our, so we're going to see it next turn. Medium fences, fuel, wheat. We're going to get these chickens. And if we look at it here, if adjacent to wine production, the chickens turn into drunk chickens. If adjacent to blue wheat, uses energy instead of water, occupies 1 slot, costs 1 water, eats food, and gives 2 eggs. So it's going to eat corn as the food. That's the most important part. You don't want to get chickens without corn. The eggs here, we're going to start making egg production. However, we are going to be switching them to drunk chickens. So we want to switch over and look at that one. So drunk chickens, don't worry about that top part there. They're going to drink wine instead of food, but they're going to cost 8 water. And we're going to get an elixir egg instead of a regular egg. If we look at that elixir egg, if we get the bird's nest, we can get an elixir slime. We're going to look at that elixir slime. 50% chance to give you a grape card every turn. Occupies 1 slot, 15 water, needs wine as a food, gives 1 elixir. We look at the elixir, sells for 55 gold. We're not doing it to sell elixirs, we're doing it for the grape cards. So we're going to get the chicken. Sell all that stuff. And now if I put the chicken in this fence right here, it's not gonna, it's just gonna be a regular chicken. Okay, and it's gonna give us eggs. If I put the chicken in this one right here, at the end of the turn when we make wine, the chicken's gonna drink that and make turn into a drunk chicken. Excellent. We just saw it. Nice. So now that we have that drunk chicken, next turn, it cut into our wine a little bit. Yogurt, grated carrot. Hold on a second. Is our mixer not working? Okay. So what's happening right now is that the drunk cows, or the crazy cows, they're bypassing the production line and creating the... They're creating the yogurt right where they are instead of moving it to the pasteurizers and to this tile. So that the yogurt is remaining on the tile that they're on instead of moving through the production line to this tile. So this mixer really should be on this island to gain the benefit of it. However, we can fix that, I believe. What if we just turn off wine production for a turn, and we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna, all this wine, all the grapes are gonna convert into fuel instead of wine. I don't know if they revert back. I guess we're gonna find out. We got a bird's nest right here, which is great. That's what we were looking for. Paying the tax man. And we'll put more regular chickens down here. We'll just empty out our deck of regular chickens into that nest right there. Okay. No, you see, they're still crazy cows. So once converted, they don't revert back. Even though we're not making any wine this turn, they did not revert back. But you see how the numbers here of the popcorn are a little messed up with the kind of going into the eggs there. That's why I say you can sell items one at a time to kind of see. I did a little too fast there, but we didn't see. So anyway, bird's nest we can put on. We'll put it on this island right here. It's going to use 40 energy, upkeep of 25, and then it's going to basically hatch eggs. Any kind of eggs that we can give it. The only eggs that we have right now are the regular chicken egg and the elixir slime egg. So we want to put that right here to hatch that elixir slime egg. And if I put more chickens in there, then we can get more of them, but it's not really too required. We're going to turn this juicer production back up to make more wine. We don't really need any of this stuff down here anymore. The fences we kind of still need. Excellent. So now we have an elixir slime because we hatched it. So let's come down here. Make another fence. 15 water requirement for this. Foods is wine. So whenever there's a food here, the animals can get food from anywhere on the island. So we have chickens down here, and we're making the corn up here that they're eating. That range can be infinite. However, the machine range is like within tiles of each other. Put down the elixir slime here. Now we're going to get grape cards every turn, which is going to be great. And maybe more chickens over here. Looking for... Okay, so the giant sunflower here. I think that we only get one of these per game. We're going to get that. And if we take a look at it, giant sunflower right here does not have the same restriction of structures as the regular sunflowers. The giant sunflower here gains 1 production for every 2 energy produced, and it gives sunflower seeds. It can be placed next to structures as it's not going to take a hit at all on production bonus. We're just going to put all of our elixir slime into this fence right there. And now you see that we're getting slime cards every turn for free, and we're also getting this grape card for free. That we're going to get 1 grape card per slime at a 50% chance each turn. This giant sunflower we can put pretty much anywhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right over here next to the biofuel generator. Okay, and you see what happens there is plus 50 production. This giant sunflower is its production for the sunflower seeds that it creates is based off of the extra energy in the farm. Okay? Oh, we're looking at the wrong thing there. Plus one production for every 2 energy produced in the entire farm. So as we increase the energy over here with more blue wheat and more sunflower fields, then we're also going to be gaining more fuel because of this. So I want to start in more grapes. And we're going to come down here and do that. So grapes right here. I'm just going to start kind of a new section of the farm. Because we're going to be going into kind of a new phase of the strategy. So more slime down here. We could get way more grape cards to kind of speed it up a little bit. But let's see what else we can get. Fuel peanuts would also be nice. Yeah, let's get fuel peanuts. Excellent. See, all these grapes we're getting, all these grape cards we're getting per turn for free now because of the drunk chickens, which created the elixir slimes. I left this corner of it opened, just in case we get like a fuel tank or something, a water tank, kind of like this setup we have. I'm gonna do that kind of often going forward if I remember to. I normally do. And what happens is if we don't use these elixir slimes or grape cards, since we are getting them for free, they don't actually go into our deck here. So they just kind of disappear into the ether, and then we get new cards. Watery trees right here, we're going to get 2 of those. So elixir we're not really selling for that much. Wine is selling for about 3,000. About 1,000 in tortillas, $3 and 1 carrot juice there. 14,000 in popcorn. Yogurt is still 5,000. Eggs we're getting 70. Raw grapes we're getting 48. Raw corn 330. Okay, so a decent amount of money there. Most of it's still popcorn. Well, let's get another 2 islands going on down here for more grapes. We can get a juicer right here if we want. Let's think about that for a minute. Maybe just skip the juicer. See, we're at day 100 and we have another essence reward. Plus 10 production to cows. And double value for item produced by cows. That's a decent early game elite cows. Wheat expansion is also very good, however we have to be ready for that, planning ahead. And fuel grapes here is also very good. Grapes no longer use water, but take 10 fuel each Okay, so they're switching over to fuel instead of water, which we have a decent surplus of right now, and a decent production of, and produce the equivalent to fuel surplus. So whatever this fuel surplus is, that's what those grapes are going to be converting. However, a downside to it is they can't be used in structures anymore. So grapes can no longer enter structures once we get this. However, this is the key to the ultimate Terracards build. So we're getting fuel grapes now. And the only reason we're getting it now and we didn't get it earlier is because now we have the free grape cards per turn. Okay? So we got fuel grapes. So if I go to nerd mode here, each one of these fuel grapes is creating 9,907 grapes. That's crazy, right? Our water production is 38. Let's go ahead and turn nerd mode on real quick so we can see this. 16. Okay, so they're producing 1697 in that one plant. We're no longer making any wine at all. So as we make more biofuel over here, we're also going to be increasing the grape amount. This is one of those kind of exponential things that I was telling you about earlier to look out for. And another exponential thing is the watery tree. So if I put that watery tree here on the grape island, we're going to get 8,930 water. If I put it over here, 21,000 water. So we're going to do that. 21,000 water right there. And we're going to get another one, another watery tree, and we're going to put it right there. So we're up to surplus of 42,000 water, which is nice. So more grapes down here. And let's take a look at the... We're going to get this biofuel generator. We're going to get another one. You see, because the grape production is based on the surplus of fuel. Let's take a look at... yeah, I didn't sell it yet. I wanted to look at this last turn, but I didn't. So now grapes are selling for 100,000, a little over 100,000 gold per turn. However, we have that coming up pretty much in 8 days. However, we're sitting real nice. Day 102. So more grapes down here. Each one I put down kind of lowers the production of all of them a tiny bit because of the use. The fuel use to actually grow it. This island right here would just be kind of all grapes. We can do it. One slot open, okay. Biofuel generator, I believe that there's... You see, it produces 10 fuel for every crop input, costs 40. Repair is, the upkeep is 30 gold. I believe that Abobo Nose had kind of showed me this bug where if I put it 2 biofuels on the same island here, then it kind of doubles the fuel production. You see, if I put it over here, plus 2,000. If I put it over here, we're going up to 4,000. So we're going to do that, and now all of our grapes kind of just shot up to 4,600 production. It's silly. Okay, this is a island completely full of grapes. If I put more grapes over here, our water goes up. This is part of the ultimate build here. So we're at kind of stage 3 of the ultimate build. We can get a lot more crazier. We're going to get more medium fences, I think. Okay, so this will be a new grape island right here. That was about a 500,000 that turn. Now, I don't know if that turn is taking advantage of this perk right here. I don't know if this is active or not right now. Because every 10 turns, it's kind of... Oh, times 3 production for 5 turns. So I don't know what... If we're on a lower output or higher output right now. Oh, it looks like we may be on a kind of a lower output day right now, since grapes are at about 19. Put a fence right here. Another island there. More biofuel generators because they stack, apparently. Let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn nerd mode off. And keep putting down our free grape cards to fill up this island. Biofuel generator. Let's put it up here. Now you see we're at much higher production of fuel. But however, when this kicks on, these grapes here are going to go into those biofuel generators and really bump it up. We can even just fill up the rest of the grapes right here. Oh, it looks like looks like this perk is in effect right now, because now grapes are up to 7,000 production, a little 7.3 thousand. And we're making a 500,000 per turn. Just in grapes is a 500,000, and then so just grapes is 500 over a 500,000. Excellent. So more sunflowers is nice, because that's going to give us more energy. Energy production is going to increase this sunflower. It's going to give us a little bit of a higher state. However, most of what we're looking for right now, we're looking for one special card. 1 million per turn right there. I'm going to put this cutter down on the same island as this cutter just to kind of get it out of my deck. And then sunflowers are going to be filled up here, and you see each sunflower that we're putting down is increasing the energy, which is increasing the fuel and also increasing the water, the way that we have it set up right here. So the watery tree right here is going to increase the production of this island, or the sunflower is going to increase the production of the blue wheat, which is going to increase the production of the watery tree per sunflower. Excess energy is going to be... Are we gaining excess energy? Yeah. Excess energy is going to be going into this, which is going to be going into the fuel generators here. So that's all. Everything goes up with more sunflowers. I think I'm going to put this fermenter down as well, just to get it out of my deck. Let's see, this grape island is complete. Let's skip one right there and do a medium fence right here. And more grapes. Water tank is kind of good, plus 20 production. It's not exponential, so it's kind of so-so at this point. Fuel corn could be pretty good. Cement fuel, wheat fuel infuser. See, we have plenty of money right now. We're at 6 million, and we have 180,000 in 6 days, and we could just re-roll. We're looking for a card that can take this to the next level. Or a biofuel generator. Biofuel generator, we'll get that one. And what we'll do is, we'll even set up another biofuel operation right here. Except this one's going to be all grapes. Let's get these sunflowers out of the deck. Now, as you play the game, it's day 141, and more interactions happen, more graphical things happen as you end the turn. The game does kind of slow down a little bit. So that's going to be plus 4,000. This right here. We'll do that right there. Now, you see, grapes can't be used in machines right now. So when we end our turn here, those grapes don't go into the biofuel generator. At least not yet. And then we're going to change that. If we can get the cards right. Oh, so we have our Easter Bunny right here. We're going to get this. This is a very rare. It's not that rare. It does come up in the games, however, it takes a while. It changes the adjacent island crops to produce chocolate bars instead of whatever they're producing. All rabbits on the farm now produce Easter eggs. And then this withered crop stuff we're not going to worry about right now. Costs 50 water for the Easter Bunny, and it needs carrots to eat. Okay? If we take a look at chocolate bars, they sell for 252 each, and they're used in a very few advanced recipes. And in order to make them legitimately, other than the Easter Bunny, you need to do this big production chain, which starts with the cacao beans from the cacao tree. However, if we get the Easter Bunny right here, we completely bypass that. So let's see. Yeah, this island right here. That's for later, though. Just gonna fill up these, the rest of that one. Oh no, it should be this island right here. So that can be grapes as well, or just empty. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So if I take this Easter Bunny and put him into this fence right here, all of these grapes are, instead of producing grapes per turn, which sell for kind of low, how much do they sell them for? Grapes are selling for 2. And we're producing over 500,000 of them, which means we're selling for a little over 1.3 million. Okay? But when we convert them into chocolate, just like this, then they're going to sell for 300 something or 200 something. I just ended the turn by accident by hitting space. That's okay. If I were to put the Easter Bunny in this fence, or this fence right here, it would affect the wheat, the grapes, and the carrot. So it's just the 4 tiles, not diagonal. So Easter Bunny goes right there. Let's see. Oh, we are making chocolate. Wow. Look at that. $100 million per turn, most of that in chocolate. I'd say 99% of that in chocolate, just because of this kind of fuel grape situation that we set up with this insane production. Dionysian rites and fuel grapes mixed with the Easter Bunny and the fuels and the elixir slime. More blue wheat is good. Not really what we're looking for though. You see, I can't see what's in my deck right now while I'm rolling. That's all right. This cross right here. If we take a look at this, don't worry about this wolves and pasture stuff right here. ×2 production to all wheat and grapes. So we're gonna get the cross, and we're gonna pay the taxes, and we have a new perk here. Going wide here, 10% chance to get 1 soy card every turn. Every time a structure transforms an item, a limit of 10 cards per turn. That's going to give us basically 10 cards of soy per turn, which I don't really want to fill up my hand that much. Bright corn came up again, and tropical soil is the new one. Plus 12 value to every item a crop. Plus 12 value to every item a crop produced, but doubles water's cost. So we're gonna get tropical soil. That should give us plus 12 to everything. And you see our watery trees going with the grapes here. That's an insane amount of water that we're producing just from these 2 watery trees. So that's whatever water water's not an issue. We basically eliminated this part of it. There is another perk that we're going to go after, which is turning excess water into wine. And that's going to give us a pretty good boost. So I guess we put the cross like right here. And you see that's going to give us a plus 12 production. I'm sorry, double production to wheat and grapes. So all of our fuel wheat is going to go up. I'm sorry, our blue wheat and our regular wheat, as well as all of our grapes. So that doubles everything right there, including the chocolate bars that these are making. So let's see. We're over 10,000 production per grape plant. This is like the ultimate build right here. There are other builds that you can do. There's a lot more to this game than what's actually being played in this video. So if we look at the animals here, we didn't say anything about the crabs right here, or the king crabs, the sheep as well. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing right here. There's a regular wolf. We have gnomes, jingle clucks, we got turkeys, penguins, gingerbread man, Santa's reindeer. I don't know. Hopefully this will still be in the game once the spring update comes out. As I mentioned earlier, the developers are very, very active. So even though it is a early access game, it seems like they're doing it right. We can go ahead and make 2 more or 3 more grape islands right here. And let's throw the juicer somewhere so we get it out of our deck. Yeah, right next to this one is fine. More watery trees. It seems counterintuitive because we're already at so much production, but we'll get those. Only because I'm thinking ahead to a perk that's gonna turn all of our water production into wine. So we're gonna put that water tree right here, and we'll get another one in this top corner right there. $175 million. 167 million in just chocolate bars. 8 million in just grapes. So we got those grape islands over there and everything too. Excellent. So that one's filled up, and we're gonna fill up this one. We're making almost 500,000 just in water. The fuel cow right here, this is also an exponential. Produces fuel equivalent to half the total fuel produced on adjacent islands. We're gonna get the fuel cows. We're at day 126 right now. We can lose this game. It is possible in this build. However, I think it's going to take many, many turns of not doing anything in order to lose. So I'm just going to keep on trucking ahead with this build. Every grape that we put on this island. Let's see right now. Okay, so this is kind of the low period of this perk right now. So we're at 6,000 production. So we're making 112 million per turn on the kind of low end. We got to kind of keep that in mind, that we have kind of a low and high right now. I guess the fuel cows we can put on it pretty much any one of these islands. It's not really going to benefit from both. So the real question is, yeah, so I guess I'll need more than one fence then. Okay. Gnomes. We want gnomes. 2 of them. If we look at these, plus 5 production to adjacent island crops, plus 1 production to crops in a 2 island range for every elixir produced on the farm. So this is exponential right here. It's one of the things we're looking out for. We're gonna get those 2 gnomes. We need fences. And we need 2 different essence rewards as well. So we're going to put a gnome there, and the other gnome in the same fence. Fill up the grapes. Day 130. Just going to try to speed it up until we get our card selection. Okay, medium fences. We're gonna get the. I did it too fast. I just saw the female rabbit. Basically, there's a female rabbit that I was looking for that goes in with the Easter Bunny to give us a free Easter Bunny card each turn. And I got the fences instead. That's okay, because it'll come up again. So one of the fences right there, another fence right here. Fuel cows are going to go into this one. That's only going to benefit from this island. It's not going to benefit from this island, since it's a adjacent island. So this one is diagonal, not adjacent. It'll be okay. I'll put grapes over here. We're getting 3 grape cards per turn, is that right? 4, okay. Okay, so now we are looking for the female rabbit. Biofuel generator is also very good. We'll go with that. At this stage of the game, there are like a few essence rewards that are going to take this to the next level that we have to kind of get to. That biofuel we're going to put up here. Since that one we're going to get kind of a direct benefit from. Let's see. 176 million. I'm going to kind of aggressively re-roll here. Peanut gnomes. I was going to try to produce them. I was just going to try to create the peanut gnomes with the essence reward, but we can just grab 2 peanut gnomes right now. And let's take a look at... That's the regular gnome that we got earlier. The 1 essence reward is going to give us peanut gnomes, basically. But now we can skip that one. Everything in 2 island range changes to produce peanuts. +1 production to crops in a 2 island range for every peanut butter produced. This is exponential. But basically, if we look at the peanuts here, they sell for 3. If we look at the grapes, grapes sell for 2. But right now, with this essence reward right here, fuel grapes, we're getting the exponential grape production. But also, grapes can't be used in structures. Okay? However, peanuts can be used in structures. So if I put a peanut gnome right here, that's going to affect this field. It's going to affect this field and this field. We're going to do that.
Nuclear launch
So
detected.
now, instead of producing grapes, these grape plants are producing peanuts. The peanuts can go into the biofuel generator. Let's see, a 2 island range, so all of these plus that one, so we're also going to put a peanut gnome right there. Excellent, and we're going to fill these up with grapes. And let's see. Okay, that blocked our... That blocked it. Excellent. So, Peanut Feast. That's going to be really good. Weed Expansion isn't going to be good at this turn. Golden Chance isn't really a perk that we want to take unless we have to take it. It's kind of neutral. So, Peanut Fest is going to be the best. Plus 10 production for everything that produces peanuts on the entire farm. So these ones are going to have plus 10 production now. As we put down grapes here now, you see our fuel goes up. Let's see. That blocked it. Okay, so we're going to have to see next turn. Yeah, so the game is kind of slowing down at this point with the calculations. Basically what it is data structures on the back end. So everything in the game that I'm doing here, all the exponential numbers, everything has to be calculated, and all the interactions happen at the end of the turn. So at the end of the turns now, we're going to get kind of a slowdown. Peanut gnome right there. We don't need it. We need a female rabbit. This fantastic chocolate factory, if we take a look at this, times 3 gold cost to all chocolate bars. However, all trees placed or to be placed will turn into coconut trees. What that's going to do is going to kill our game. If we get this and place it down, every single water tree that we have is going to switch over to a cacao tree right here, which is not going to produce water. It's going to produce the chocolate beans, right? So our water production is just going to tank, and our whole game is going to be destroyed. Everything on our farm will die for no fuel or for no water except for the grapes. Not necessarily a bad thing after we get everything set up properly. As long as you see this, now the game's starting to slow down a bit because of the it's not necessarily the interactions at this point. I think it's the calculations of everything, because you see Let's see how many peanuts we're making. We have 2 different, or 3 different peanuts here. Fuel peanuts. Chocolate bars is almost 500 million right there. 21 million in grapes. And we have 2 different peanuts here. It's just 49, so that must just be like... Okay, so those fuel peanuts... Okay, so these fuel peanuts are not making regular peanuts because of the peanut gnome. These ones are. Okay, this is full up of fuel cows right now. So no more fuel cows there. You see how the peanuts made from these went into the fuel generator there. That's the kind of the calculation it has to do. Maybe I'll just add in some effects and stuff. You get more sunflowers. It's a very fun and relaxing game as well. Although this slowdown that happens, that's mainly because I'm breaking the game with these fuel grape peanut combo that I have going on here. There are some other essence rewards that we can get to bring this up again. However, we're not gonna play forever. So basically, there's another one. At this point, I would get it. It turns all of our excess water into wine. Since we have the... Okay. Since we have the watery trees down here on the Grape Island, look at how much water this one tree is making. It's 500,000 water just from that one tree. So if we get more watery trees on the Grape Islands, then we can exponentially increase that, as well as the turning wine and extra wine into water. It's 20-to-1 ratio, and then we can get the female rabbit here to put into this field, which will turn these into chocolate bars. And then basically what we're going to do at that point of the game is aggressively re-roll until we get fences, because we're going to be getting Easter Bunny every turn, we're going to be getting grapes every turn. So we need fences or lakes, because the lake will actually act just like the medium fence, as well as like fuel cows and biofuel generators. There is another perk that kind of, if you have 2 animals of the same type in one fence, then you'll get an animal card. So we would get chicken cards every turn, we would get cow cards every turn, and also we would get peanut gnomes every turn. It drops it down, basically, that essence reward. I wish I could just see the essence rewards right here. But if we have... Let's take a look at the female rabbit. Gives a card of the cheapest of the rabbits that isn't itself in the same island. So this, with the Easter Bunny, is going to give us an Easter Bunny card. The essence reward is going to drop down the class of the animal. So if we had 2 water cows in the same fence, or 2 fuel cows in the same fence, is going to drop it down to the lowest of that type, which would be just a regular cows. We would get a cow card. Same with giant chickens. If we had 2 giant chickens in one fence with that essence reward, it's going to drop it down to a regular chicken. 2 gnomes in the same fence like we have set up, it's going to drop it down to the lowest value gnome, which is the peanut gnome. And so we're going to get peanut gnomes every turn, and we're going to get Easter bunnies every turn, as well as the cows and stuff, but they don't matter. And so what that does is we can then set up another crazy fuel production here. I mean, we're at 23,000, and that's per plant. And then we can convert that into chocolate, and it's just exponential. And we're taking it well past the moon. We're taking it into the outers of the solar system, out of the solar system, past Andromeda, light years away. However, our rerolls are very expensive at this point. We don't have enough to reroll. So we're going to have to take something here. Fuel corn's a good choice, but if we didn't care about any of these, I would get the pasteurizer here, only because that's not going to take up too many spaces on our deck, and we could just like kind of create a garbage island to throw that on. The game is significantly slowing down at this point. So I think that, and so the slowdown here at day 148, it's only happening because of this crazy peanut fuel situation that has to be calculated. If I didn't set up the peanut fuel in this way right here, then we wouldn't get the slowdown at all. Okay? I've made it to about day 300 or so on a kind of a normal game where I'm not going for this ultimate build here. And it's been fine. About day 300 or so. I'm on a modern CPU and graphics card. A little bit better than the normal average consumers. It's a 6900 XT with a Ryzen 9 5900X. So it's, you know, there's better processors out there, there's better video cards out there, and somewhere around day 250 is normally when I see the slowdown on this crazy build. Most of it is back-end calculations that's happening right here, with all of this production going into the biofuel generators. Oh, let's change them to all the same priority. They're all priority. We'll change them all to priority 3 here. See if that does anything. Because it looked like the priority 1 here is making, or this one was priority 3, and it's making 2007, right? And this one's making 7,000. These were priority 1s. Let's see if that changes now. Okay, I just edited out the kind of amount of time it took to calculate. It wasn't very long. I could deal with it and keep playing. You know, some people, they don't really like game lag, so we could take fuel wheat in this situation. That's really going to help us out a lot if we just kind of, we have enough money where we could just keep creating islands here, just like this, however we want to do it. And then when we actually get the fuel wheat in our hand, here's a little bit of the slowdown for you. We place 1 fuel wheat per island, and then when we get wheat expansion, they just kind of blow up and fill out the rest of the island. So that 1 fuel wheat right there, once we get wheat expansion, it's going to fill out the whole island. I've been told that the fuel wheat perk kind of slows down the game. I'm not entirely sure, because I haven't experienced that myself. You see, this fuel wheat's in range of the peanut gnome, and so is this one. So they're making peanuts, not fuel. Or not fuel wheat, I'd say. They're still making fuel. If we look at the card here, produces 5 fuel, but also gives fuel wheat. So regardless of what it's producing, it's still making +5 fuel there. So we can just even out or fill out these islands here. And money is really no object at this point, except for the re-rolls. We don't even need to put down more grapes if we don't want to. But we're looking for that female rabbit and a few more essence rewards to complete the build if we were going to really take this off. Look at this, $1.5 billion reroll. Let's do it. And we didn't get anything good. We'll get the poop collector, I suppose. This produces 1 poop per animal on adjacent islands and gives 1 production to island per poop. Upkeep of 300 and costs 40 energy. We could also get the oven here, which is kind of the last stage of a few advanced production chains. We'll get the oven. So another fuel wheat there, and then a couple more islands here. Once we get wheat expansion, those will blow up to fill out the island. If we want to get water tanks and stuff, we want to do that before we place down the fuel wheat or get wheat expansion. I recommend the game. You know, it's very fun, very addicting. Let's see if there's any notes that I have here that I didn't go over. No, I think that was pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. It's pretty nice game there. And like I said, a few more essence rewards, and this build isn't completely insane. I think the main part of it right here, a couple key features: the water retreat on the island with the fuel grapes. You don't get the fuel grapes until after you have the slime, so that way you can get the production going on here. 4 biofuel generators with the fuel peanuts, or the fuel grapes making the peanuts that goes into the... Oh yeah, see, we're getting... So for some reason these 3 are getting 8,000 production, wherever the first one is getting 3,000. And they're all at the same priority. I think that's some kind of bug. I think that is probably going to get fixed at some point. Those fuel generators. This one right here. How much is this one making? Okay, so these 2 are making... Oh, they are making peanuts. Okay, let's see at the end of the turn here. I'm not entirely sure how much this fuel generator is making. This one says 0, this one says 8,000. Let's see here. Turn that up to priority 3. End the turn. Yeah, they are going in there. Okay, fuel cows. Each fuel cow is making like 315. This one still says 0. You know, there's a lot of number crunching going on in the background of this game. Oh, the only thing I didn't cover was this right here. Magnifying glass. 100% zoom, 75% zoom, and 50% zoom. I kind of wish there was like one more level of it to go to 25%. Because this is like, you know, it's filling up the whole screen here. Now, the developers do have an official Discord, which you can go in there, make game suggestions, report bugs, kind of talk to other members of the community that play this game. And just look for the official Discord for Terracards. Maybe I'll even put it in the description of the video. Also, Abobo Knows is another YouTube channel that kind of creates Terracard content that you should go check out. He's very knowledgeable about the game, more so than I, and kind of taught me a few things, and I've taught him a few things, including this right here if he watches the video. We're just missing that female rabbit right here, and then we get an Easter Bunny card per turn, which will really explode this. And then once we get the water to wine perk, that'll really take it out to the next level, as well as the I think it's called like Rabbit Apprentice is the perk, or the essence reward, and that'll give us fuel peanuts every turn, or a peanut gnome every turn, which we can then make more fuel peanuts out of the grapes. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this video when it first comes out, like I said earlier, the game is on sale, about 20% off. Normally it seems to be $10, right now it's $7. So you're not missing out too much if you watch this video a little later on. If this is the first time you're seeing me as a content creator, I also played Dwarf Fortress, Kenchi. There's a game called Castle Story that I've played in the past, which I have many videos on. And we're going to be doing kind of more one-off videos like this, looking at new games going forward. So thank you very much for watching, and subscribe for more videos.